What's going on YouTube? This is Collision Pulse, crafting you guys another Call of Duty Ghost video, and in this video I'm happy to bring you the second gun in my Misfit Arsenal series, and that is the CBJ-MS, a very unpopular gun with the Call of Duty populace, and I'm going to tell you guys that the Call of Duty populace is wrong. Now, I know I promised you the ARX, and long story short, my Elgato kind of messed up. I wanted to export to a different location, and it just kind of said, okay, but we're going to take all your files out from the previous location you had. So my ARX gameplay is now gone. Fortunately for you guys, I have another one in my back pockets. I just need to finish this video first because I decided to do the CBJ at the same time since I lost that ARX file. Anyway, I'll have the ARX to you guys by tomorrow. Don't sweat it. It'll be there. I'm sorry about that. Now, moving on to the actual gameplay. Guys, the CBJ is really unpopular. I already said that, and I'll tell you why. It's really low accuracy, and it can't hit shit, and it doesn't do shit in terms of damage. It just absolutely, you know, it sucks. You know, people get pissed because they can't hit anything, and then when they do hit something, it's weak. I mean, you might as well be getting hit with a water gun for all the damage you're doing. And the Call of Duty populace, this is right. Yeah, this thing sucks to aim down. You just saw right there. I just tried to spray that kid down, and without focus, I just died. I'll explain to you why I don't have focus later on after you get the main fundamental of the video. And that main fundamental is this gun was never meant to aim down the sight. This gun was meant to hose people down. You'll see in this exact same spot later in the video. I just hosed two kids down that take a sentry gun. And they don't even have a chance to fire on me. And by the time one of them tries, his teammate's already dead and he's half dead. I'll turn on a kid right now. The amount of lead that came out, he just walked right into it. Had no chance. Now, that's the kind of thing that the CBJ excels at, is close quarters, up in your face, spray and pray, who cares where the bullets land combat. That's what it does best. That right there, tried to aim down the sight, got me killed again, and I must have hit that kid with at least 5 bullets. I'm telling you, the trick is to spray with this thing. You'll see my class here in a little bit, but I have you'll notice I have a rapid fire and a suppressor, and everybody will laugh at me and say, why would you want to make this gun even less accurate and shoot even less of a distance? It's kind of the point. You want to have less of a distance. You want to be able to get close enough to your enemy, and plus the suppressor keeps you off the map. So once you bullet hose those two guys in the corner like I just did, nobody else goes on the map and says, I wonder what happened to them. I see big skulls there and I see a big orange dot. I'm going to go toward that. No, because I have takedown and I have a suppressor. So what happens instead is those guys die, and the rest of the people playing on the enemy team just kind of, you know, they don't really know what happened. They who knows, they might walk into that same spot and end up getting gunned down. Unless they physically see me, or see me on some kind of oracle, or like thermal sight, you know, something like that, you know, they're not gonna find me. And guys, that's the big thing with the CBJ. You wanna be quick, and you wanna be stealthy. You wanna get in, you wanna kill a few people, and you wanna get out. And I have a class that's gonna help you out with that at the end of the video. This class is really weird, and it gets more and more unorthodox the more I think about it. And guys, I gotta tell you, if you're going to use an unorthodox weapon, be prepared to have an unorthodox setup to accommodate it. Your standard mainstream weapons are not going to work. Excuse me, I'm going to start over. Your standard mainstream perks and setups are not going to work with non-mainstream weapons. They're not compatible. You don't put, you know, macaroni and cheese with ice cream. You know, maybe some of you do, but you know, it's not how it works. You put chocolate syrup with ice cream, and you put macaroni and cheese with a little bit of salt and butter. That's how it goes. You don't try to mix those two groups. They're separate. It's the same way here. You can't take a non-mainstream weapon and apply mainstream setups to it, because the weapon itself is not going to agree with your perks. You're not going to be as successful as if you think even more outside the box. So, I don't have focus. That's a big no-no for GB players, and as a GB player, I've come to rely on focus just as much as I've come to rely on my own parents when I was 1 year old. If I don't have it, I die. I can't do anything without focus. Focus is my lifeline, and yet I don't have it here. Why? Because focus isn't needed. This gun you're not going to need to aim down the sights with this. And I do it out of habit, but watch this. Not needed. Clearly. And you can replay the video almost exclusively. Every time I aim down the sights like this, I end up dead. Unless, of course, that guy is completely facing the wrong way, and I manage to score a few lucky hits and he doesn't move anywhere. You'll see most of my kills are almost exclusively hipfire kills. And that's what this class is geared toward using. So guys, if you want to throw off your opposition and you want to make them squirm, this is the class to do it. The CBJ is definitely the gun that's going to throw everybody off, especially when you're using it like I am telling you to use it. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not an expert on the CBJ. I don't have the numbers. Drifter has the numbers. I don't. So, you know, I'm not like the CBJ master. I'm making no claim. I'm just telling you, you know, how I see it. I don't want to come off as like a smartass, but I'm just really excited for this. I want to get this information out to you guys so that you guys can utilize it in a manner that will make your playstyle better. And if it doesn't make you better, at least it exposes you to some other options. This is bad right here. Watch, I try to aim. That was terrible. That guy had an AR. I was right in the middle of the open. I tried to challenge him without focus, aiming down the sight where it ranged. The CBJ couldn't handle it. It was a bad idea. Bad all-around decision making. The best I could have done, maybe, was throw my stun. That was one of the rare occasions right there that I managed to aim down the sight and kill the guy, but he was already preoccupied on somebody else and he wasn't really moving because he was aiming down the sight with an AR. That may be one of the rare occurrences that you may need to aim down the sight. But I'm going to tell you right now, the CBJ requires discipline both in firing and in movement. You'll notice all my gameplay in this is either exclusively aggressive or exclusively conservative. You're not going to see me play one or the other kind of wishy-washy. I'm either always kind of pushing up, kind of getting somewhere, or I'm kind of just holed up in some area, kind of just checking it out. Not really doing a whole lot of both. And the reason for that is the CBJ won't accommodate it. The way in which you play the two disciplines that I was going to tell you about, you need to be disciplined in both fire and movement. And the reason is, if you take a shot too early and you hit him with, let's say, 3 bullets, which is not going to be enough to kill in the CBJ unless you're right up close, you hit him with 3 rounds. He turns around and he tries to kill you. And knowing the range that you may have engaged him at, if 3 rounds didn't do it, he may kill you. So you have to be disciplined in both fire and your movement. If you can do that, and you can stay stealthy and be quick, this will be a good class for you guys, and you'll really throw off the opposition. So, let's move on to the class that I have engineered for you guys. Clearly, I have rapid fire and a suppressor, as you can see. The rapid fire is to make the hip fire more accurate, and the suppressor is to stay off the map. So, I have an IED. Think of that as a flank guard. It kind of just helps you when you're rushing, gets you an extra kill, lets you know where the general enemy populace is. Your stun is to slow down anybody that you're trying to pursue, to kill them, or to slow down a pursuer, you know, someone chasing you and try and get out of the way. Your perks are going to be agility, steady aim, takedown, dead silence, and scavenger. Scavenger is going to keep you stuck. Dead silence and takedown are going to make sure you're stealthy. Steady aim is going to ensure those hip fire kills, and agility is going to make you move a little bit faster. Your specialist is up to you. I feel like I need more perks when I'm using this class, but you could use it with assault. It could work out very well for you. And guys, this class is no means the best one. Feel free to experiment and find out which is best for you. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Collision Clapson. I'll see you next time.